Hey Clashes, the next Clan War League season is around the corner, but as well the next rank week is starting within the next couple of days. So we are going to take a look at town level 9 all the way up to town level 17 bases, which you can use in ranked and in the Clan War League. But let's kick things off with the town level 9 level, and as always a really big shout out goes to RH Base Building for providing those bases. If you want to get your own custom made base, make sure that you're visiting their website. I will put the link down below in the description. Obviously, all of those base links are going to be down there as well, but we're going to discuss the bases and as well what clan castle the base builds are recommending with going through every single base. But as I said, we're starting things off with the town at level 9. On this one, Valley is the base builder and the recommendation from him is 2 witches and 6 archers. And by now, we can already see a trend, which means we're going to try to concentrate as much as possible to defend air. If you have those witches inside the clan castle, and they're spreading out, those skeletons are running everywhere, well, the attacker can have some problems if the poison is not really hitting, and that's one of your best chances of defending. Moving on to down level 10, we see this trend continue with now single Inferno Towers. Those have obvious weaknesses to mass witch attacks, but based off your feedback, it seems like everyone is running some type of air attack, and typically it's just the mass dragon approach. So single Inferno Towers now can be quite some pain if the attacker is not really bringing the according spells. And, well, with only one attack on your base, which means in either ranked or as well the Clan War League, those defenses can really matter. The Clan Castle recommended here from the base builder VRB is 1 super minion, then as well 2 headhunters, and then 11 archers to really again push this defend air motto even more. But let's move on with the town level 11. On this one, VRB again is the base builder, which means the clan castle is the same as well, with 1 super minion, 2 headhunters, and 11 archers. And we see again a ton of single Inferno Towers. They really are here to mess things up for the attacker, and on top of that, we see a core Eagle Artillery. Surrounded by a lot of hit points, which means storages, the town hall itself, but as well protected by black mines. And typically, if a blimp is flying that direction, it should not be protected anymore by the Eternal Tome, which means the blimp most likely won't reach the target. But with that being said, the sweeper is covering the core as well, making sure that everything is as annoying to approach as possible. As well, we have the air exposed. As I told you earlier, the key thing here is to defend those air attacks somehow. The next one is going to be town level 12. On this one, Ronaldo has built this base, and the recommended clan castle from him is 2 super minion and 2 rocket loons. Again, we have one of those Inferno Towers set to single. It's 2 multi-Inferno Towers still to have at least some type of splash damage as well within your village. Because remember, now with the Eagle Artillery, you have a little bit more of splash damage. So you can as well combine that with even more splash of the multi-Inferno Towers. But having one single Inferno Tower close to that core can be a big game changer, especially with the minion prince stalling even further and make sure that the dragons are really getting melted down by the single Inferno Tower. The core town hall, make sure that there is quite some damage, and it's not easy for the dragons to actually reach that core. Moving on to town level 13. This one is built by wolves, and the recommended clan castle here is 2 super minions, 2 headhunters, and then filled with archers. Again, we have those single Inferno Towers, really making sure, the single Inferno Tower, really making sure that you have this option of like a main carry when it comes down to melting down those dragons if you do not get quick access to the core or to the Inferno Towers itself. They are as well covered by the sweepers, which means whenever a dragon is getting to the core single Inferno Tower, they're getting pushed away, or the attacker has to invest some type of phrase or spell or whatever to make the Inferno Tower not melt those dragons one by one. But let's move on. Next base, we have now the town 14 base. This one built by Ronaldo as well. The clan castle here, 2 furnaces. Then we have 1 headhunter and then filled with archers. So 3 single Inferno Towers. And why I like this a lot is because especially the core single Inferno Towers are set on islands. What does this mean? The pathing into them is really annoying for dragons because they're most likely going to go around the single Inferno Tower. And even if they reach the single Inferno Tower, if they're coming from somewhere from the top side, well, there is still the Archer Queen luring them away, the sweepers as well. So it's not really fun to go into that as a dragon attacker, that's for sure. And that's exactly the goal here, which the defender had in mind with building that base. But hey, we have more town levels left, which means we're moving on this time around with a town level 15. This one is built by ESK and is having a ton of single front towers. The great news here is that you can counteract the single front towers as a defender with like missing splash damage with just adding some poison towers. The synergy is actually really nice, which means the poison towers are slowing things down, keeping things close to the single front tower while they can deal the damage. As well, if someone is trying to distract the single front towers, you have the poison tower as well there. And as soon as the poison is getting pushed onto the skeleton trap, or like skeleton spell, sorry, this means they're pretty much rendered useless. The client cards here recommended is 1 furnace, then we have 1 ice golem, sorry, 2 rocket loons, and then 1 archer to really make sure that this base has the best chance of defending. The core town hall again, annoying pathing into it. Then we have as well the sweepers covering, so should be the most fun to approach this base for the attacker. Moving on is town hall 16. And I really like that the base builder on this one, who is Daniel, actually decided to go with the double invis. I know the quality isn't the best. I'm sorry, that's the image I have received. But the double invis is something which I feel like a lot of people are struggling to attack. And this base is having 2 core islands of the invis towers with a lot of defense around it. Which means this should be quite annoying for a lot of people to attack, especially those who have no clue how to attack those invis towers. Which, based on my experience from ranked or as well Clan War League, this is more than you think. It feels like so many are struggling with invis tower bases. It is kind of ridiculous. But the clan caster here is 2 ice golems and then filled with archers, which means a lot of archers to really make sure that they're spreading out and they can really distract the attacking dragons or troops in general. But with that being said, let's move on to the highest town level, which is then the next one. And we have a base built by Camille. This base is not using any single front towers. I feel like Town Hall 17 already has so much splash and everything, and which means you just want to build on that even further. If you could burst down dragon after dragon with a single front tower, that's fine, but why not just add even more splash to it with multi-front towers? Which means everything is about splash, I feel like, on this tower level, and this can really, really backfire for the attacker. We have as well some poison towers in the core, so whenever a royal champion charge gets there, she's going to get slowed down by a ton. Make sure that the value isn't as great she could possibly get. The clan cards they recommended is 2 ice golems, 1 furnace, and then 7 archers. And make sure that you're not just defending air, but as well have a solid chance of defending ground, because I feel like Town Hall 17, that's where the root riders are really taking over, and pretty much everyone plays them. At least that's how I feel like. I don't know. Maybe it depends on what league you're playing in. But at least for me, my defense is filled with Root Riders. It is kind of ridiculous. But those were the bases. Let me know how they're going to defend for you. And if you would like to see the next edition of this sharing the bases, the monthly share of bases, let me know if we should go with the single front tower bases again. Let me know how they defend. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to check out the RH Base Builder website and get your own bases, do that with the link down below in the description of the video. And as always, we'll see you guys back tomorrow with the next Clash video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.